end of a bite of the steak is around $20. So I want to season it correctly and I want to cook it correctly. I really don't want to overcook this steak.
Only 19 minutes left, and neither of us have even started cooking our steaks yet. Not that I have a very nice one to work with anyway. But I will say this, Manny's red wine reduction is coming together somehow.
I think I might have overdone it a little bit.
There's smoke everywhere, Manny. It burnt. You burned it.
I think I burned it. We're back to square one. I'm gonna toss it. I'm gonna try it one more time.
We now have just over 17 minutes on the clock, and Manny restarted. He has done virtually nothing other than open the bottle of wine thus far.
I'm gonna restart, but I'm gonna make it a lot less this time. Hopefully make it for a lot of time. Honestly, this time I'm gonna go for more of a loose reduction. I might get roasted for it, but it's gonna save me time. I don't think I have time to get it really thick. You guys are judging today. Help me out here a little bit. I'm doing my best. All right, then we go with the butter again. Oh, all right, if I remember correctly, Nick used a little bit of cornstarch flour last time, so I'm gonna try that trick this time. A tad bit more wine because I gotta get moving on to the steak. Holy sh! I think it's working. I think I might have nailed the wine sauce this time. I didn't blend it perfectly, but it's the right consistency.
We have 13 minutes on the clock. It is time to blanch my potatoes. I'm going to be double frying. First, I'm going to go in at about 265 degrees Fahrenheit, where my oil should start lightly bubbling, and I'm really just looking to get that initial cook of the fry. Just like with fried chicken, we're going to double fry.
I'm getting ready to cook the steak. I'm going to put a little layer of oil on the bottom here.
Okay, how many times do we cook Wagyu? That is a $350 piece of Wagyu. You're putting a swimming pool of oil in the pan to cook the Wagyu. What's gone wrong, man? Think about it for a second.
So we're gonna dump out the oil and we're gonna use the steak oil. I'm gonna use a little bit of this Wagyu fat here to the oil because this is just gonna melt like butter. It really smells incredible.
My fries are coming along really well. I'm holding the nice shoestring shape. I'm holding the nice shoestring shape of the... These are gonna be perfect.
I feel like Chef Boy Armani over here.
Chef Boy Armani is burning the hell out of the pot.
I'm gonna feel it one more time, do this all the time. I want my pot to be perfect. I want my steak to stay good.
You left the stove on. It pains me to walk by, smell the Wagyu, smell the truffle, and see what man is doing to it right now. It pains me. My fries are done with the initial blanching process, so I'm going to take them and lay them gently out on my tray here. And then it's time to heat the oil up even higher and get ready to sear my steak because we only have 8 minutes left.
I'm just waiting for my pan to come to temperature. Cooking Wagyu, you want a really nice sear on both sides. I want this
Pause.
Hopefully I can get the perfect medium rare. I'm just going to wait till this starts to smoke a little bit and I'm going to toss the steak right.
I'll say this, Manny started off the steak in a very nice hot pan, and that is the correct first step. Nope, oh yeah, because the one problem is I can already see it blowing up right in this section here, which means it's basically steaming itself under that, and it's going to be gray and brown in that section.
You're boiling a burger. I'm just heating it back up.
You want the entire steak touching the pan to get that nice golden brown sear across the whole thing.
We'll get the other side perfect. We have 7 minutes left, and Nick hasn't even started with the steak. I'm going to start flipping mine. I don't know what Nick was talking about, but that looks like a pretty decent crust.
Pretty good.
And now I'm going to start basting this. This is a really thin piece of steak, so I really don't want to overcook it. Put our butter in. We got black truffle, a little white truffle in there. A lot of water and truffle splattering all over me. That's it.
I know they're completely different islands, but some of these ruins are making me think of the ones back on Angel Island.
Why? Because they're made of stone? There are multiple architectural styles across the island. It's different types of stone, too. Plus, these ruins predate anything on Angel Island by a wide margin. Although, the spiritual spaces and military structures do share some similarities.
Okay, so the ancients and echidnas weren't related, but the one group must have inspired the other.
É, ficou tudo. Ficou tudo com o nível 30.
Lobster out of its shell. Let me just show them how it's done. Alright, so we're in the car. We're just a few minutes away from the dock we just left from, and we're at the lobster processing facility. This place is huge. And in here, we'll break down a few lobster and see how it's done. Not only back at the processing facility in the kitchen, I'm willing to bet that most of you watching have pretty much no idea how to break down a whole lobster and actually get all the meat out. As the resident lobster expert, take us through how we do that. We've got the water heating up. We're almost to a boil. Once that gets through, we'll steam them. A lot of chefs will shove something in the tail so it stays straight instead of curling up all good. All we're doing here is boiling water. We don't take the hands off clear. We've got 2.5 pounds of lobsters in the car right now. We're going to do about 12 to 14 minutes once the water comes back to the water. Inside the hard shelf, a little closer to 14 minutes. And we wait for the lobster to cook. Apparently, I've never had this before, by the way. If you just fry lobster, it's delicious. Alright? Everything's fine. What we have here is a unique opportunity for lobster. It's called our cold crack raw lobster meat. It's 100% raw lobster. It's really hard to get now raw. Look at the color on there. You see a chef in any restaurant though. It's called parboiling. They look like blanch. Not many. What's blanch? Alright. Basically cooking it for a short period of time and actually so how was Kurt able to get us this unusual raw lobster meat? The processing plant has a crazy machine called a high-pressure processor. This machine basically forces over 80,000 psi water pressure through these lobsters, separating the meat from the shell raw. All we do is take our raw lobster, put it in that wash, take it out of the egg wash, rinse it. That's really, really simple. Really standard stuff that very few people can produce lobster raw. Never seen it fried. Alright, into the fry. To fry it in. I was on the top. I was never taught anything. You figure this out, just slide it there. I'd like to slide it. I'm going to go in. That's no. Here we go. Slide up. I've been around a lot of lobster and I've never seen lobster. Very few people have had the opportunity to try it. Beautiful. We got this bang bang sauce right here. Before we try the bang bang sauce, we're going to try one without
Sonic, welcome back. Would you like to try? I'll let you borrow a rod. Would you like to try? I'll let you... Would you like to try? Would you like to try? I'll let you... Would you like to try?
What?
It's the tail separated from the body, just like that. Completely skewered or not. It's up to you. The way I break down the tail is I grab it at the second segment right there, snap it. So you're just kind of cracking down the whole tail and putting it through. So I always have been, for some reason, taught to do the tail in a different way. So you just stick a fork kind of upside down into the tail, wedge it in there, and then pop it right out like that, where it kind of curls out in a really neat way. I've never seen that way before. I've never stuck a fork in it before. Honestly, not. I've only broken a tail down one way. Isn't that cool? It's the same thing, and frankly, your tail is a lot prettier. Tail is all in the eye of the beholder. These are my favorite little ones. And this is one of the ones that I would say everybody knew. Look at that tail flipper right there. Look at that. Squeeze it right out. So there are 4 or 5 of those pieces there that you can think of here. Oh, you're just basically cracking it off the end, and you have that little piece there. That right out. There you go. Now you know. So you can already see the lobster starting to come together here. I'm wondering now if we do the claws. I'm going to go ahead with the crusher claw. Show me first. How do you break down the claw? Start by breaking kind of the knuckle of the arm blade of the claw. This right here. Do it right. That meat will come out. Don't let you picker for it. I start with the cracker. Really hard shell lobster. Another break with the cracker.
What?
You crack right through it. Yep. Just gently, enough so that I don't want to break it.
Would you like to try? I'll let you...
So I actually do it in a different way too. I first do break this off. I try to possibly with a hard shell lobster like that, that meat is packed in there.
Would you like to try?
And then I actually do go ahead with it. And I like to just come right.
Would you like to try?
Right? Just get that big piece. And then all you do is chip it right out of there. So much meat. So the knuckle meat is actually one of my favorite bites in a lobster. It's always so sweet, right? Sweet and earthy. So I would say there's 2 more parts to the lobster. First, you have kind of that body, which you could really dive into. I don't think you can get there. No, I don't bother. However, there's tons of meat inside of there, and if you really want to get your fingers and go through there, I always love it. And that last part is right. Yep, we got 8 of them.
Some force is keeping me from exiting cyberspace. Is it because my AI made unauthorized access to the databases? If so, that's the exact opposite of what it was supposed to do.
Would you like to try?
Here at the plant, we literally
Would you
have
like
lead
to
rollers,
try?
2,000 pounds of lead. And they're just these tiny little specks of lead, but they have plenty of meat. I'm going to be completely honest with you here with the lead roller. I've never
Essa
rolled a lead
porcaria.
When I get through the claws and the tail, I just start over with another one. Most people trying to roll the leg out and take anything round, and you see that? That's right out here. It's insane. Beautiful. In one piece, too. Now that we've gotten the majority of the meat out of this lobster, it's time to lay it all out and see what we've accomplished. We've just shown you how to take out every last piece of meat from the lobster, which I would argue is very important, especially if you're... I want to give you a massive thank you for taking us out of the boat. I'm sorry, man, you did a bit of a live boat. You did an amazing job on the boat. No, let go! One last reminder to toss a like on the video, and with that, over and out. How fast is it go? Find out. That didn't feel real. Oh, lingo.
No, learning a language is hard. So we made it.
I've been on countless adventures with my cameraman, Manny. Ironically, I've also fired Manny more times than I can count. You're fired. I'm not kidding this time. You're fired. But he just keeps coming back. We've been to Mexico to taste the world's most expensive taco.
Oh my god.
We've cooked what should be illegal amounts of Wagyu beef. Did you mess with me or no? No. This is the steak that you just cut out of this? This is probably 1 ounce. We've destroyed sulfate more times than I can count. We've harvested cacao pods, the fruit that makes chocolate, all the way in Ecuador. And we've even had a run-in with Gordon Ramsay himself after challenging him.
Bring it on, big boy.
After all this, I think it's time for a vacation. And either we go big or we don't go at all. And that's why today, we're taking a vacation to the best hotel in the world. The world's best hotel is called Nihi Sumba. Given there are over 700,000 hotels in the world, this place must be insane. It's located all the way across the world on a remote island off Bali, Indonesia called Sumba, with a minimum travel time of 36 hours for us to get there. Given it's the best in the world, the rooms can cost up to $20,000 per night. It'll be a vacation, yes, but there's still work to be done. We will have 3 objectives on our trip. First, to find out what the best hotel room in the world looks like. Second, to discover what the world's best hotel food tastes like. And third, activity. Because what's a hotel without fun things to do? Before we go, we continue to gain on Gordon. Catching up? So hit that subscribe button and let's go. We started our journey by getting first class tickets on Emirates Airlines to see what the world looks like at 35,000 miles in the sky. I tasted all sorts of amazing dishes on board and even enjoyed a glass of $400 Dom Perignon champagne with a full tin of obstetric caviar. They cut Manny off the champagne rather quick. Before arriving, I took a nice in-flight shower. You heard me right? I showered on the plane. So we finally made the ball, but we still have one more flight we have to take to get to the island that Nihi is on. Before that, we're gonna go do some activities on the Bali mainland. Oh look, that's me every day. Before taking the final quick flight to Nihi, Manny and I went whitewater rafting, and things got a bit crazy. He also decided to shove me into the river. We also took an ATV ride, but then came torrential downpour, and we all almost drowned in a flash of riding in a drainage chute. We ended up ditching the ATVs after they'd all floated away and somehow climbed out of the side, but it was definitely the closest I've ever come to dying. We then checked into the #1 hotel in Asia
La Barracuda.
in the world in 2020
Barracuda.
called Capella Ubud. It was deep in the jungle of Bali, and the room was amazing. It also had the coolest toilet I'd ever seen. You gotta be kidding me. What on earth? I even did some work on my cookbook, but keep that a secret since I don't think I'm allowed to talk about it. Finally, we flew from Bali to Sumba Island, hopped in an open-air safari vehicle for a nice ride through the jungle, and finally, we made it. We have made it to Nihi Sumba, the best villa behind me gonna look like? Second, what's the food gonna look like? And third, the activities. Let's head inside. Our villa was insane. We had a huge bed inside, and not one but two separate other beds outside. Manny and I decided to take a quick nap, which he blamed on jet lag, but I'm pretty sure he just wants jet lag. Am I right? Manny, what the f*** are you doing? Indoors, we had a beautiful bathtub that looked oddly similar to the block Uncle Roger told me I should cook my fried rice in. Three beautiful separate showers, and a private pool out front with a massive front lawn.
You gonna get a picture? Alright.
A gold plate.
You've ever seen, and multiply that by 100. So here's the deal. We now know what the villa looks like, but what does the food look like? If it's the best hotel in the world, shouldn't the food be the best in the world too? Before that, they just let us know that they're going to be releasing baby sea turtles into the ocean tonight all across the beach. Something that only happens a couple times a year. So let's go check that out. The sea turtles had to be the cutest things I'd ever seen. They crawled all across the sand, aiming towards the ocean, and were swept out one by the waves. The turtles were cute, but all I could think about was the fact that I was about to try my first ever floating breakfast the next morning. Good morning! We got some great sleep last night, and despite the time change being 12 hours,
Marley.
almost immediately.
Today we only have 3 things on the agenda.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. To begin, it's time to experience this floating breakfast. This thing has it all. A nice big fresh plate of fruit, a beautiful looking French toast, assorted pastries, hash browns, bacon, and sausage, 4 different types of drinks, including a coffee that we get to press down ourselves, and one of my personal favorites, Egg Benedict.
First and most important, let's make sure the Egg Benedict has plenty of moment of truth.
This has to be one of the most satisfying things in all of cooking.
Oh yeah! Egg Benedict. 8.5 out of 10. Great runny egg, a little bit kind of sour, I don't know why, but I like it. And good bread. Hash brown! Good job, guys. Sausage and bacon. Yeah, it's nice. Really sweet and sausage and crispy bacon. Prettiest dish on this floating breakfast is the French toast. Let's give it a shot. 10 out of 10. That's good. Assorted fresh fruit. Juicy and delicious. 10 out of 10. Fresh Sudanese sausage. Beautiful fresh pastry. Fluffy and delicious. I'm gonna wash it down with some freshly squeezed orange juice and watermelon. And then it's time to head to lunch. The floating breakfast is awesome, but it's the second meal of the day. Manny and I are gonna rate all the lunch foods we've ordered. And we've ordered a lot.
Manny, you're fine.
One amazing thing about this place is that if you pay for the hotel room, you can order as much food as you want, whenever you want. This first drink is called the Frozen Nini. It's just grenadine and ice with pig.
Oh.
It's like a Chili Temple slush. Since we're on such a remote island, they have
Wait, what?
fruit everywhere. So if you want any fresh fruit or any fruit juices, you can get as much as you want, whenever you want. This one is pineapple. This year is my favorite dish in Indonesia so far. It's called nasi goreng, and it's Indonesian fried rice.
Nasi goreng.
You got shrimp chips, you got this delicious fried rice, an egg, and some chicken sauté on the side.
Time for tequila.
You add the rice and the shrimp chips.
I'm giving this a 9 out of 10.
Delicious. Next up, these beautiful spring rolls.
Oh, what a spicy.
The word spicy in Indonesia means something totally different. It's really fresh, but too spicy. Here we have a beautiful tuna poke and shrimp poke.
All the fish here is extremely fresh. I mean, they get it literally right out.
Flying fish at risk.
I rate that a 10 out of 10.
This is a grilled papaya sauce.
I know also.
Fish on top. Man's gonna try the fish, and I'm gonna try the papaya. That is fresh.
Fish is amazing.
And not spicy.
10 out of 10.
I like it. This we have a fried calamari with black sticky rice on the bottom. Look how dark that rice is. Whoa. I think the sticky rice has squid ink. So they use the ink from the calamari to make the rice on the bottom. I'm giving that 9.5 out of 10. That's not a high rating.
I'm not an easy rater.
We know what happens with Nikki's cheese, so I'm gonna have to slice. Tip number 2.
Solid 8 out of 10. We're gonna go digest, and then it's time for some dinner. The dinner restaurant was beautiful, and they even gave us a table with an incredible view of the water.
Thank you. I've had an amazing couple last days together, and I've cherished it for a long time. I really care a lot about it, and I've really enjoyed it with my side.
I don't know what the fuck that was, but it's dinner time.
First intercourse.
It's not intercourse, just stay for our first course.
Keep it intercourse. Oh, dinner course. For our first dinner course, we have a giant sushi pot.
They caught all of this fish here today. This morning, they sent out a full spearfishing team to the resort. Isn't it amazing? Without a doubt, this is the biggest thing wasabi I've ever seen.
Oh, this is so bad. Wasabi. Next we got big lobster.
As you can tell, it's a different type of lobster than the ones we catch in Maine and in New England. We're gonna see how it compares.
Open up, Manny.
Wow, good? No, good. Nothing beats a good mini. Next up, we got a giant tomahawk steak. And as you all know, we've had a lot of tomahawk steak over our time. Mostly Wagyu. Actually, all Wagyu. Feed Manny right off the tomahawk. Time to taste the Sumba steak. How do you compare it?
Would you like to try?
With the steak, they have these big potato fries. It's literally mashed potato in these big fries.
Would you like to try?
Many fries. Oh, wow. That's good. Last but not least, we have these
Os dois num Wii.
in a lot of places. Everybody fights for the cheat. So I'm going to go for that first one. I have no competition. We've done a lot of eating here. With that said, I think it's time to do some activities. Yep. First activity, we're making chocolate at the chocolate factory. Then, Nick and I are a little bit.
Would you like to try?
First, you can count beans. It is better, but it's good. First, we go aprons on. I did not mean to do that. First, we roast the beans. Nick's trying to say that now we grind the beans. Then we blend for 1 hour until we get this. The cocoa brick is then melted down in a pot for an hour. Now we mix in some cocoa butter. Then we stir to temper. Once the chocolate is properly tempered, it's ready to be cooled and shaped. Now I'm going to pour out half the bowl on the marble table. We then use these palette knives to spread the chocolate to help it cool even more. I let Manny do the heavy lifting, and after a while, the liquid chocolate started to solidify. Finally, it was ready for us to put into mold. At this point, the chocolate is thicker than Nick. So now the chocolate's almost done, but we got all these toppings, and Manny and I are going to compete, and then the chocolate masters are going to taste better, and we'll have a winner. For my toppings, I'm going to do crispy rice. Oh, I'm going to do some of these puff crispies off this end. Now it's time to mix 4 scoops of our chocolate. After mixing our toppings in with the chocolate, we carefully drop the mixture into the bowl. So, here's my look. Better, Nick or Manny?
Yes, it's
First time I've won. Activity 1 down. Activity number 2, seesaw. Activity 3, catch a lizard. And again, check. Mission failed. Activity 4, ride the tuba. Number 5, pick. Number 6, time to garden. Here we have our apple, tomatoes, salad, tomatoes, lots and lots of vegetables, including myself. We even have a couch. Next activity, boat ride. On the captain now. No. Oh. We dropped Manny off on the beach, and I took the boat back out for our next activity. Spearfishing with some of the island's best spearfishermen. These guys were underwater snipers. We jumped into the water, and almost immediately my spearfishing buddy Oye started swimming straight into the murky water until I couldn't see him. Then suddenly, a small shape emerged, and Oye managed to spear a small fish. Soon after, we motored to a new spot, and it was time for me to prove myself. 3 large wahoo swam past, and sure enough, it was a direct hit. So this is special just for Nick from Nick Zumba. After posing for a few pics with the beautiful wahoo, it was time to go back and meet Manny at the hotel. So me and Manny are going to take a bath together here. But for this activity, things have been censored for the purposes of nudity. Manny and I don't need any more community violation strikes on YouTube. Next activity, surfing. Behind me is one of the most famous coveted waves in the world, and they limited to only 10 people per day. Manny was not given a spot, so it's just me for this one. There were also a ton of wild horses on the beach, leading us into our next activity. I've lost track of activities, but it's time to go through. My horse didn't listen to what I say my horse. For our next activity, I took the boat back out with my new spearfishing friends, but this time we were on a different fish, hunting deer. It used to be my favorite food. By now, rotisserie chicken is my favorite, and seared chicken. It's time for the spa safari, which basically translates to breakfast and a massage on the ocean. If we haven't already, we have to camp with Manny. It's so fun. We headed there in a safari vehicle and walked towards the ocean cliff. They greeted us with coconuts, and we settled for our massages. They even have mirrors so you can look at the ocean during a massage. Then they led us to a hidden pool. So we are literally in the middle of nowhere, and after our massage, we right on this fire for us to have a meal. On today's quick fire breakfast menu, we have grilled banana bread, lots of toast, delicious veggies. They have all sorts of sides, including bacon, potatoes, delicious roast tomatoes, basically anything Now, for our very last activity, flying back home. It'll take 36 hours, but I'll fast forward through that part. After quite the trip, we made it back home. Both Manny and myself.
Hey, Sonic. Welcome back. Would you like to try? I'll let you borrow a rod. Would you like to try? Would you like to try?